Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of Jimmy's Decorative Moments. I have a really exciting guest to introduce you to today, but before I get started, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Thank you to Glenn and Janice Williams of the Rosendale Arts Alliance for all of your support. I'm grateful every time we film because I know that this show would not have been possible with your support and encouragement. Thank you so much to Simone Williamson, Jim Carr, and Lisa Oberlander of Be Our Guest Party Rental for providing all the beautiful furniture and set decor. I always appreciate how beautiful our set looks thanks to you. So without much further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest, Jimmy Espo, the principal owner of 617 Weddings and Events. He is one of the most exuberant, talented, and exciting personalities in the events industry. And I'm really excited to just speak with him, connect with him, and get to know a little bit about how he got started, what his company's about, and what his future looks like. So without much further ado, hi, Jimmy. How are you doing today?
I couldn't be more excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started.
So being a DJ for me is something that always came natural. My dad was always into music. There was always music playing at our house. One of my first memories of just having music around me was my dad driving me around in his old Crown Victoria, just sitting in the backseat trying to put me to sleep, and nothing but 50s and 60s music always playing. So I was just always around that older, like really classic, really, really cool vibe of like doo-wop and 60s rock and roll. So it was just natural for me to kind of be having something to do with music in my life.
Okay.
And then as a little kid, I remember one of my best friends having a birthday party. My dad had the best stereo in the neighborhood. And I just said, hey, can I borrow this and play it? And
did you make a playlist?
Well, it was all records and cassette tapes back then. Okay, so playlist, okay. No. I was literally like, what do I have and what can I play? And let's try to make this work. And that was kind of how it was born. And
you would kind of like stop the music, you'd insert a new cassette, or you'd play a new, wow.
Yeah, it was nothing like it is today, but it definitely was,
but that was
it definitely gave me my start.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 14.
Okay.
I was 14. My friend was turning 16, so it was his 16th birthday party at a little local club in East Boston where I grew up, and it all came from there.
Did they have a blast? Did they love it?
I remember it being awesome. Yeah. I'm sure that it
was. So then, okay, so how did you go from there? So tell me about the journey from there to then having your own company.
So obviously it was something that I really enjoyed. Right from that first party, I knew that no matter what I was doing in my life, this was going to be something that I was going to be involved in.
But you didn't think it was going to be DJing?
I never had an idea that it would be DJing, and definitely never knew that it could be my real career.
That's true. Yeah,
absolutely not.
I'm sure at that time you're probably like, everyone was telling you study, finish high school, go to college, like all those different paths.
Absolutely. But I was in a college prep high school. That was all it was like go to college, make sure that. But in the back of my head, I always had this type of itch. That's something that I always wanted to do.
Okay.
And even after school and into my career, I was in the IT world. I always DJ'd. I always would do a little party, or for my local church, or parents' friends were having a party. So it always came from there. And my parents were super supportive of it. So every birthday, I would get a new piece of equipment, like a new mixer, or I remember a wireless microphone as one of my birthday presents, and it was something that they always fostered to make sure.
Do you have all those pictures?
I have pictures. Yeah, I do, and I still have all of the first equipment that I first DJ'd with. I saved it all.
But do you use it?
We definitely don't use it. Today's equipment and the way that we do things now is much, much different.
That is awesome.
But I definitely saved it for nostalgia.
And where is it? Where do you keep it?
in my storage unit with everything else in my life.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So then, okay, fine. So you entered the IT world. Did you end up going to college in this?
So college was never for me.
Yeah.
And to being in IT, I didn't really need to do that. It was something that I always kind of came natural to me. Technology and putting things together always worked.
But see, the interesting thing about that is that technology has so much to do with what you do. All the technicalities of the DJ equipment and the turntable and all those things, it's very IT related, and you have to have that kind of mindset and brain to do it. I couldn't do that because I'm not IT focused.
Well, you definitely could do it. There is a lot to it, but it's not as hard as it looks. And later on,
it looks very
we'll show you a little bit of how it works and what goes into it. Absolutely.
I'm very excited. So I know in about 5 minutes we'll start to think about that. So
absolutely.
So you were in the IT world. You were DJing on the side, but then how did 617 Weddings and Events come to be, which is the name of your company?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll start back. 1998 is when I first started my initial DJ company. It was not 617. It was a different name. It was just myself. I started to book enough parties that I said I have to do something with this. And I've always enjoyed the business aspect of life. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start my own business along with my full-time career. And it all rolled from there. I gained a few employees. We started doing lots of weddings. And then really the company kind of blew up from there. 4.5 years ago, I realized I love DJing. I love this world. I just want to do weddings and like higher end corporate events. I want to stop doing all the smaller parties because weddings are where it's at.
When did you leave the IT world?
So I left the IT world 4.5 years ago.
So you had been fully employed in the IT world
The entire time. Absolutely. So I was having a full-time job and running a full-time company at the same time.
Oh
And
my God.
neither one were getting 100% of my time, so I had to make a choice.
Wow, Jimmy, I honestly, like when I think of you and your company and your brand, like I thought it was like very established for years and years and years. I didn't realize it was just 4 years ago.
4.5 years ago, I changed the name of our company. We took on all of the services that we offer today.
But got rid of all the small stuff.
Got rid of all the smaller stuff, quit my full-time job, and
Oh my God.
here we are.
Was it scary when you quit? Or you kind of knew?
I knew that it was what I wanted to do, but I'm not going to lie, it's still scary every single morning when I wake up.
Wow.
It's still a little scary.
You still get scared?
I still get scared. It's still running your own company and being the boss and having so many amazing staff and employees that work with me. It's still a little scary every day.
You know what's funny to me? Like I obviously like I started my company recently, a year and a half ago, and I wasn't so much scared, but I knew because when I did start, it was sort of. It was a new transition for me. So I was transitioning out of a role, and I remember thinking, whether that was my end or a new beginning, like I really had no way of knowing. And I was so excited by it, and I just thought, God, this is so thrilling. You know what I mean? Like it was so thrilling to know that every single day I could create my own life and my own destiny and do whatever I wanted to do. And so now it's just, I feel like I just look, you just look forward. I feel like when you have a company, as you do, like it's always like this forward thinking, and you kind of always, it's like its own little energy. Like you're always wielding it and crafting it and doing something with it, but it kind of exists with you.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. And for me, it's always trying to, there's no competition with anyone on the outside. It's always with myself. Like, what am I going to do today?
How do I be better?
Exactly.
You know what? That's exactly it. It's
That's
like,
what
I
it's
want to
all
be
about.
better. Like when people are like, oh, that was great. It's like, I just want to be better. I just want to be better, So,
Absolutely. And I know you know this. Like we work with so many amazing couples, and they are literally what drives me. It's like, okay, we've got great couples coming this weekend, great couples coming next year. How am I going to be better? How are we going to be better as a collective to provide just like that step up of service for them? And that's really what keeps me going, what drives us to keep creating, keep building, and keep the 617 going.
Nice. Well, and I know you have a couple of clips, so let's take a look at one of them right now. I'm so
Absolutely. Check out
excited.
some of the fun here.
Okay. God, Jimmy, that's so exciting. Like I knew when I would be interviewing you today that I would learn a lot because I really don't know you that well, and I don't know a lot, and I certainly don't know a lot about DJing. But I honestly did not believe that your company was your company as a full-time business was only 4.5 years old. Like that's so impressive because I feel like you're everywhere. And your presence is everywhere, and like
I love that.
And you have a good reputation. Like people really enjoy working with you, and they know that you provide excellent entertainment, which is really hard to find.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
And on top of all the excitement and the fun of the job that we have, the business side of it is something that I really do love. So the branding and the marketing is something that we work really, really hard on. We want our brand, our colors, our logo, our total vibe to really be what
It is
everyone
fun.
knows
Every
us
time
for.
I see you at an event, it's just like all I get is just like high energy, exuberant, fun, cool, hip. Like it's the type of vibe I would want on a party that I had. Because it's like if I'm gonna have a DJ, I want someone like that. I want people like that, you know? And it's like, you know, yeah, in my personal time I listen to spa music but at a party, you want it to be very energetic and you definitely convey that. And I feel like your team conveys that. So,
and those are the clients that we're looking for. We want our couples to just be ready to to take it back, kick their shoes off, really be able to not worry about anything. Let us help you guys bring the energy to the event and really show your guests a great time. That's what the wedding reception part is all about. The ceremony and all that stuff is all about the marriage itself, but then you come to us and we're gonna bring the party.
Nice. So I'm starting to hear some of the music playing, so I think we should head over and check out what Danny's doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have Danny here and I'm really excited about it.
Perfect, okay. Dun, 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 dun.
I love it.
Wow, so Jimmy, I'm looking at all this stuff and this is like so alien to me. Like I don't know, like what is all this stuff?
Well, we'll explain everything to you.
Yeah.
First off, this is Danny T, obviously from
Danny.
617.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for being here, Danny. Danny is going to be our resident DJ throughout the little bit of a demonstration here that we have.
Okay.
We definitely wanted to bring this set up here and kind of show everyone who's on the other side of the turntables kind of what we're doing back here. Everyone sees us pushing buttons and like pumping our hands and everything looks super fun, but there's actually a lot that goes into what we're doing. So we'd love to definitely kind of demo and show you that.
Awesome. Okay. Okay.
Danny's going to be doing a couple of cool mixes for us, showing how we blend songs together, how we scratch, how we drop, just really a little bit about what makes us different as being real DJs and that vibe that we bring to the weddings.
Because I'm looking at all these things so I'll let you explain some of the parts, but like even what I'm looking at is so different from some of the things that I've seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen something like this in a long time, you know, to be honest with you.
So to keep it quick and keep it simple, while Danny goes in and rocks some beats, the two tables on the sides are literally virtual turntables. Like you were used to seeing the old Technique 1200s and the record players.
Yeah.
We are here now with digital turntables, and then the center point is just like you would see at any other type of controller. That's our mixer.
Okay.
So Danny's gonna go through and kind of show a little bit of demonstration on how.
Danny, explain some things. Yeah.
So just like Jimmy was saying, old school equipment, you had Technique 1200s, records, needles, everything. This is simplified. Everything's digital now. Music's digital.
And everything is stored on the computer.
And everything's completely stored on the computer.
Wow.
So this is where we get to have a lot of fun and keep that mix between old groups and new music, you know?
Okay. So I see that one column on the screen is like all these playlists or all these like libraries, you would call them? Yeah.
Yep, or we could also call them crates if you think like way back when you had our crates.
Back in the day? What was it like back in the day?
So we would have, stacks of cassettes, stacks of CDs, and crates full of records. Now we have all of our music organized into all subfolders or crates, all on the computer. And what you'll see on the screen, and I'm not sure if the screen shows up, but you'll see on the screen is left side is the song and the track that's on the left player.
Yeah.
Right side is the track that's on the right track. So you'll see Danny is bringing.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So you can mix the two songs?
And that's what's happening right now. So Danny's taking a song from today and a song that's playing from yesterday and showing how we blend different generations and different music together.
Which two songs? This is so
24
cool.
Karat going into Stand Alive.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Oh my God. Look at that. You're hearing the...
And it's really cool.
That is very cool. Yeah.
So this is how we keep it fun. We get to, integrate old and new music and the various age groups at every wedding, like all together, without having to stop the pace or the rhythm.
And everyone's gonna enjoy that because they're gonna it's like, oh, that is so cool. So wait a second. So I know that in the olden days, the turntables, people used to like scratch and make sounds. Like, is that something?
Oh, would you like to see that?
Yeah, I want to see that.
Ready, Danny? Take it away, brother.
Oh my God. Wow. That is so cool. So this is something I haven't seen lately or seen in a while. So is that very unique to you guys, that 617 Weddings and Events?
Absolutely. I feel like it's something different that we bring, the vibe that we bring to events. Anybody can come in with a laptop and 2 speakers and play great music, and couples can definitely have a great time. We want to integrate what a real DJ...
It feels like performance.
What a real DJ was and what a real DJ is today. We can bring that more downtown Boston, that more, I would say, like higher end vibe to your awesome wedding. So you get the real DJ, all while keeping everything very, as we say, wedding appropriate.
No kidding. Yeah, no kidding. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Well, the fact, because it is like, I think what I'm seeing here, Jimmy, is that it's almost like it is performance. It's performance art, because it's like, you know, you're not, like you said, you're not just with a laptop and two speakers. It's like, this is like like what Danny's doing right now. He's like jiving, he's in it, he's like moving, but he's performing, because he's like, you're having to manipulate all of these things and understand the technology of it, and then feel the moment and everything. That's a performance, you know. So I feel like you're bringing performance into wedding reception music and things like that. So
absolutely, and we want to be able to bring a little bit of performance, a little bit of that kind of cool factor, without ever stealing the show, while still kind of being subtle and being in the background.
Yeah, because the star of a show of a wedding
is always our couple, always.
Always.
I love it. Danny, what's some of your favorite things to do? I mean, I guess, what do you love most about doing this?
I mean, really just keeping everyone entertained. So like, as fun as it is to scratch and juggle and drop beats and stuff, like you really, sometimes the crowd veers away from that. So like being able to tame yourself as a DJ to cater to that crowd, that's why it's really important when we meet with them to understand what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because some may want, you know, party all night like they're in the nightclub, or some may want to keep it a little more chill. Either way, we bring that excitement.
So
you know?
It's almost like throughout the night you're constantly thinking and crafting and like trying to calibrate like what the crowd is doing and feeling. You're constantly
exactly.
It's
So
a
like,
lot of work. I feel like I would get exhausted.
well,
it's a lot of mental intuition.
It is.
And like,
you got to be able to read the crowd. You know? Because no matter how much we discuss music with the bride and groom, which is super important at your wedding, you have to keep the crowd there. Mm-hmm. Everybody's always going to talk about the food
and the music.
But the music.
And the music. No, they talk about the food and the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's huge for us. Huge.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, I've always enjoyed working with you guys. The weddings we've done together have been so fun and cool. And like, we did one at the Hotel Commonwealth in November, and just a shout out to that bride.
It was quite the party. And we won't say who it was, but it was quite the party.
It was quite the party. That was so cool. Okay, awesome. So let's see. Wow. I just want to like enjoy this. It feels so good. So Jimmy, like what are some of the things, what are some of the other offerings that 617 Weddings and Events has, aside from DJ entertainment?
So what we like to call is we offer media services for the wedding. So we've been talked about DJ. We also offer full service photography, video production, and uplighting and photo booths. Kind of a similar offering to lots of companies, but we try to do everything in our style. Just a little bit different, not so cookie cutter, more boutique, more customizable, really creating an experience for the couple that is their style, what they're looking for, not just like you can buy something off the shelf.
So Jimmy, okay, so obviously the show is Decorative Moments. So how would you say that musical entertainment during an event or during any sort of experience or social event, how does that contribute to like a decorative moment or help fulfill the decorative moment, you know?
I feel like when you're talking about us, it's a little bit more than just coming in and playing music. The style and vibe that we bring, I feel like, adds to the overall decor of the event. And for us, it's everything down from the way that our
it looks great.
The way that our DJ booths look, even right down to the way that we dress. We are not going to come in a boring, like, sticky tuxedo. We are going to be loose and stylish, and I'm going to wear funky shoes and a colorful pocket square and something that goes with the event. I feel like even with your DJ, everything, every part of that really does add to the decoration. We're part of the overall decor, so we better look the part.
No, thank you for saying that. It's very much appreciated by people like me that can help contract like vendors for entertainment and things like that, to know that, because I care about that a lot. I care about the aesthetic of what the waitstaff is wearing.
Absolutely.
And what everyone is like looking, you know what I mean? It matters. So. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. This has been a great show. I really had a great time. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Jimmy's Decorative Moments. I mean, I learned a lot because I honestly had no idea what DJs did behind those booths. But I mean, this was like awesome. And 617 Weddings and Events is so innovative and interesting, and what they're doing is so exciting. So, I mean, the fact that they're doing something that so few people are doing, if any other company in Boston are doing that, I think that's exhilarating. So, I hope you learned a lot from today's episode. As always, I want you all to go home and in some way, shape, or form, whether small or big, whether in the way you dress or the music you listen to or how you decorate your space, that you bring a decorative moment into your own life to fulfill and enrich your day-to-day experience. Danny and Jimmy, thank you so very much for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jimmy. On behalf of the whole 617 family, we couldn't be more excited. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to be our guest party rental, Glenn and Janice Williams of the Rosendale Arts Alliance. Thank you again so very much. Have a great day. Thank you.